Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Soulful Soul. My name is Gladys, and this is your weekly pick a card reading. Today, I'm going to use 4 different card decks for your readings. Let me just show you. And something interesting happened. So I clear the decks before I use them. And, well, this is your first one. This is the Mayan Tarot. The other deck that I'll use is John Holland's Psychic Tarot. Right, and the Hierophant is at the top. With this one, the 4 of Coins is at the top, if that has any meaning for you. Now, the interesting thing is that the 2 others ended up with Death on the top, which is the card of Scorpio. And we are still in the sign of Scorpio. We are just and we're just about to move into the sign of Sagittarius. So I thought that was interesting. This is the Pride deck, and this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. Also had Scorpio, the Death card at the top. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Two messages that I want to share. The one that I feel what we're about at the moment, at least the people who are watching, and if it resonates for you, it might not. But this message, it's about being comfortable with the murky, and it might come out in one of the readings, just being comfortable with things being unclear. And that was a message I got for myself and for myself and for my brother. And another message or another thing that came up for me in meditation was breathing with the heart. To get into your heart, breathe with the heart. And I will try to do a little, like a 10-minute meditation that you can join. And I will do one in the next, well, I'm really snowed under, but over December I'll have more time and I'll do a little meditation then. You can see the bags under my eyes. My son is laughing, and my son is sick as well. So yes, that's what I have for you. I wanted to share those messages before we move into your reading. Okay, beloveds, I hope you enjoy. You will see your card choices now. I will still use the crystals, the crystal cards, because I want to finish that deck first. And yes, you'll see the cards on the other side. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. Here are your card choices. Group 1 is orange calcite. So I'm thinking, because of the orange, maybe sacral chakra energy, maybe love, relationships. So perhaps if that's what you're dealing with, but I don't know what will come up, but that's what I'm seeing. Sacral chakra is about creativity, sexuality, being creative. So that's orange calcite, and it's number 40, which speak about stability. Petrified wood. I'm getting from petrified wood something to do with nature and natural cycles, possibly. It's number 43. Moldavite, also to do with nature, but perhaps working with the heart chakra. Moldavite, I don't really know, but anyway, I mean, I'm thinking, I'm looking at the colors around it, which feels more like third eye as well. Moldavite makes me think of something otherworldly. Anyway, so Moldavite, I'm thinking heart chakra, lots of intense energy. It's a number 35, which reduces to 8. So the strength card is the number 8. So perhaps this group is dealing with heart issues, but that require a lot of strength. I don't know, we'll see. And then emerald, a master number 2 and 2. So that for me feels like partnership energy. Also heart chakra, very much heart chakra. Whereas this one feels more like heart chakra, earth, working with the earth, maybe doing a lot of healing, but also working with the third eye. But let's see what comes up. So that's just something for you to think about when you make your choices, or just use your gut and feel which card you are most drawn to in your heart. Okay. I've given you a moment, and you can just pause if you wish to. So let's move on to the reading. Welcome back, group 1. You chose orange calcite. I spoke about the sacral chakra energy that I feel here, lots of creativity perhaps going on. Better. You can see it better here. Or let me bring this. There, that's better. Okay. So I shall use, for you, I will use this lovely Mayan tarot deck. It's a new one. Oh, and I'm not really used to it yet, so sometimes I might have a very different not different numbering, but the numbering system. I have to just sometimes double check, especially major arcana. And then you get to major arcana, temperance. That was good. I'm impressed with myself there. That's temperance. You get the 10 of cups in the reverse. You might be a Sagittarius or dealing with one. You get the 7 of swords. You get the wheel of fortune. That's nice. 2 lovely strong major arcana there. You get 3 of swords in the reverse. It looks like this may be love, relating to love, yes. You get the Empress in reverse. Wow, that's the, I was going to say the Lovers, but in fact that's the card of Capricorn, that's the Devil. Very interesting. And then you get the 10 of Swords. So your middle row is telling me one story, like something that happened. And then you get Justice. Very, very nice. So nice, but complex maybe. This is interesting. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your 9 cards of major arcana. So something quite powerful is going on in the week ahead, beloveds. So you get the Temperance card. So perhaps you have been working on finding balance. And I think that's been in relation to some love relationship that didn't work out. The 10 of Cups is that hope. Look at the rainbow leading really to this 10 of Cups. It's like something you'd hoped would work out, didn't work out the way you had hoped it would work out. And it was because of some kind of game playing and sneaky behavior. Now, the sneaky behavior could have been you, or it could have been an other person, but something didn't work out because there was this game playing or like lying or cheating or something. But so something didn't work out. With the Wheel of Fortune there, and then you get 2 3s. Now, 3 and 3 for me is like a master number. It's the number of Jesus. That's what I associate with Jesus, like as a master and an ascended master. So it could be that you work very closely with the energy of Jesus. But what I'm seeing here is there's a change in fortune, and you get the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, and that's a 10 and that's a 10. So it's almost saying that there's a change of fortune in relation to this. So perhaps you will be turning this upright. So perhaps all is not lost. That thing that you thought was over or dead might not be over or dead, whether it's a project or a relationship, which I feel it might be a relationship. But that thing is not dead. And there's a change coming about with the Wheel of Fortune. Here you get the Three of Swords. So what I see is a lot of healing has been taking place. Perhaps you've been working a lot on healing yourself. You also have the Empress in reverse. So it could suggest that that perhaps you're still in the process of healing, right? Because maybe the pregnancy is taking longer than you expect, that holding that pain within or dealing with the pain, you haven't released it yet. So, but it feels very much like a lot of healing has happened. And I think that you have consciously chosen to do that healing. Here we have the Devil, the Ten of Swords. There's another 10, 10, 10, 10. Which suggests new beginnings. With the Ten of Swords, it's like the ending of something harsh. It's like it's over now. That pain is over now. So perhaps you feel like, when will I get over this? When will this end? When will the new beginning happen? And this is suggesting that the new beginning is right there, that you've been, it really does suggest like an ending of a hard time, or the ending of this hard time, this thing that happened here, that the hard time associated with it is ending. And it's because of this work that you've been doing. You get the card of Capricorn, and the card of Libra. So we've got Sag, Capricorn, Libra, and Taurus here. The Wheel of Fortune is like, I don't associate it with one particular sign. So look at this. The Cappy card here shows the lovers show in this deck, shows these two facing each other. In this deck, it shows the two facing away from each other, but they're still bound to each other. So it feels like a very strong relationship, despite whatever's going on, like you are bound to each other. Now, it could be that you are bound to each other negatively, and that's for you to know. And it could be that you are bound to each other because this is a deeply spiritual relationship. So either you are addicted to each other, or like, wait, not addicted, or maybe it is possible that this relationship is destructive, that you're bound to each other and not letting go for the wrong reasons, right? And what would the wrong reasons be? Perhaps it could be things like you're so used to being with each other, you can't imagine what it's like without. It could be fear, it could be finances, and they're not wrong. I mean, they are realities, but they are things that you need to confront, right? And then on the other hand, you could be bound to each other, but for a spiritual reason, that you are spiritually guided to each other. And that's why, even though you're not facing to each other, you still have this connection, this deep, deep connection. So that's the other possibility. And so with the Libra card here, the Justice card, this is the card of Libra, but it's the Justice card, and it speaks about fairness and balance. And that could be what this relationship is working towards. There are no guarantees, and I try not to predict, but those are the possibilities. The possibilities are what I've said, it could be that there's balance coming into this relationship. Now, balance could be like, if this is, I do believe that there are certain relationships even though I question it, I feel like there are certain relationships that are spiritually bound. And that could be that they are meant to come together, but it could also mean that they are there to learn lessons from the relationship. And that's where the justice comes in finding the right thing for that relationship. If the relationship is causing each other too much hurt, then it means that it's not right for now, or it's not right. You know, if it's only causing hurt and you're bound to each other because of fears of the unknown and not willingness to rock the boat and all that, that's my view, is that then you need to really confront what is the right thing for both parties, you know. But that's my view. Anyway, so you have temperance, someone working hard to find balance within. So well done to you, beloved. It looks like you've done a lot of work in trying to face your demons, face your pain, confront those things within you that have worked against you and worked against you in relationships. And because of that, it feels like the wheel of the wheel of fortune is now turning in your favor. It's turning because you've turned it. You've done that hard work, and now the wheel of fortune turns, and it leads you towards this, maybe towards more clarity about this relationship and what this relationship is about. Either you are going to do the work to turn around and face each other, but because of this hard work and the work you've done, I was going to say you will do the turning around. You will maybe make an offer, or maybe open yourself up to an offer, or whatever, or you will be the one that severs the ties in a constructive way. But the other thing about the major arcana, and particularly when I see the Wheel of Fortune, it's the one card where I feel, you know, it has in its name the Wheel of Fortune, almost like whatever happens will happen. It's almost like you've done the work. Now let it take its course. Let whatever happen, happen. That means listening for guidance when to take action and how to take action. Whether it's walking away, being honest, speaking the truth, reaching out an offer, doing the things that need to be done in a fair way with justice, to part from each other, whatever the case might be. I think that the Wheel of Fortune is saying work has been done, let the wheel turn, and then allow yourself to see this for what it is, whatever that means. Now, the thing about the devil card, which is this, is that it is also the thing that is about confronting our shadows. So confronting those things that we don't want to see. And the devil, this card in the upright, is telling me that whatever you've been through is going to help you see this more clearly. But I think for the week ahead, you are opening yourself up to the guidance and seeing how the wheel turns, because as that wheel turns, then you become clearer about how to take the next steps. That's what I'm seeing. Group 1, sorry. The 10 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. I love this, actually. Something didn't work out. This lovership, this happily ever after that you had hoped for. It could have been because you or somebody else cheated or betrayed in some way, was dishonest, the 3 of Swords. But with the 3 of Swords there, I'm also feeling, in the reverse, I'm feeling a lot of healing has taken place. And it comes back to this, that healing, with you having done a lot of work on heart healing. And heart healing is about being true to ourselves and being honest with ourselves, whether we are perpetrators or so-called victims. It's about facing harsh truths. And because of that, something is ending. And that ending could be, I feel the ending is complete clarity. It's the ending of the murkiness. You know, I said this week is about embracing the murky in my introduction. I spoke about embracing the murky, and I think that's what you will do in the beginning of the week, possibly, and it will lead to this clarity and this ending of not knowing, this ending of a situation that is not clear. I'd be very interested to hear how that works for you. And then you have in this last row, the Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Justice. So it feels like something was really unjust, something was unfair. Honestly, this talks about people sneaking around, people being sneaky. Now, you could have been the sneaky one, or someone else could have been sneaking around. And that led to something that could have been really beautiful. I mean, the Empress is about abundance and generosity and having and being solid and happy and joyful and waiting for the next new thing, you know, like because the Empress is pregnant and like it could be a family waiting for the next new arrival kind of thing. But because of that thing, that potential didn't happen. But it's there beneath the surface, you know. And it's like all this really feels like the future cards are saying, this thing is going to be righted. It's going to be put the right way up. And that could mean walking away to your other 10 of Cups. It could be walking towards, it could be anything, but the I think the point of this is that to trust in the process, really to trust, because what I see is that there's clarity coming and it will be joyful. That's really lovely and quite deep there, group one. And then, you know, like I'm reminded about your sacral chakra energy, you know, with the sacral chakra, I think again of this, like it could be related to healing, something to do with sexuality. And that could be you not accepting your sexuality, you know, like raging against that, and that's been the thing that caused you this heartbreak, is saying, I'm not that, I am this. And you know, we live in a world where that's for so long, so many, and it still happens here. People are persecuted for their gender choices, their gender identity, because it isn't what people see as normal. And but fortunately, we do live in a time when people are more aware and more accepting, and there's so much help if someone needs support, you know. So if that's the case for you, seek that support, you know, reach out to someone you can speak to. So whatever it is, though, there's something to do with working on your sexuality, whether it's accepting it or transforming something within you with the Empress here, that might abuse sexuality. And that might be, you know, can play out in sometimes when people have repetitive affairs, it's because of something within them that they don't feel comfortable with. Now, I just want to say this. I think that there are relationships that are, people choose polyamory and they choose to have multiple relationships. And my take on that is, as long as all the parties know, then it's a fair thing. Then it's an equal thing, right? As long as all parties are in agreement with that. People, and there are others who choose monogamous relationships, and within monogamous relationships, if someone is continually having affairs, despite having a deep connection with someone, then that person needs to look within at healing their sacral chakra, because I feel, and look at that Connie, and I feel that's a lovely stone to work with, that it might indicate a need for something, for outside, for your gratification. If you can only be gratified by other people wanting you, then perhaps there's something within you that you need to look at. And that's about finding the love within yourself. And I think it starts then with the sacral chakra, with healing, just doing healing work on the sacral chakra, just doing that orange work, like breathing in that orange in the sacral chakra, which is your sexual organs, which is like 2 fingers width below your navel, just working in that area with the color orange. Simple, you know. I think you don't have to make it too much of a head thing for now. But I think it's important to be aware of that. The other side of it is, if you are often on the other end of, you're in a relationship that you choose to be in monogamous relationships, and you're constantly cheated on, either by the same partner or another, that's also about, I feel like maybe that card is pointing out also then to doing that sacral chakra work. But it's about, well, it's not about anything. It's not about, I think that for the weaker head, it's not about in the head. It's about in the heart and in the body more. So just doing that orange color in the sacral chakra. And I guess what I'm saying is there's no need to intellectualize it. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like clarity is coming. So don't try to think it, just feel it rather. You know, sometimes we don't even realize that we are healing, you know, and then one day we come and something happens and we deal with that thing very differently, and we feel so proud. And there's justice again. Same card. Justice is coming, beloved. You know, and I'm not saying, even if you're a perpetrator, I'm not saying you'll be shown like karma is coming for you. I'm not saying that. I'm thinking that justice is coming peacefully to heal everyone involved here. That's the feeling I'm getting. And then we get the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Now, these are all 3 swords cards. Justice is an air sign. Libra is an air sign. That's about swords, the sword of justice. And I'm feeling very poetic now, but what I feel is justice is in the middle. Partners need to be speaking clearly. I feel looks like a younger partner and an older partner, yeah. But this one, it feels like this one's rushing towards that one. That one's holding up the sword, saying, I'm not taking your shit anymore. But somehow there's balance being struck between one person. I think that what the Queen is saying is, I will not accept anything less than complete and utter honesty and clarity. What the Knight is saying is, well, the Knight might want to charge in and make amends, but justice will decide what happens. That's what I think. Justice is going to help both parties act in the way that's in the interests of themselves or of both of them. Justice is playing such a significant role in the week ahead. Beloveds, I started with group 4, and you are second. There's something very, you know, I try to steer away from prediction, but there's something very almost like spiritually guided in both readings, like almost like I can't help myself looking there. It feels like so much predestined stuff, not predestined, but something outside of ourselves is going to step in, is not going to step in, is guiding this, whatever's going on, right? And almost like a need to just let go a little bit. It's that allowing the murky, because honestly, so much clarity feels like to me is coming in. You know, I spoke about clarity here, and there you go. Your clarity, it's confirmed. So please let me know how that's working for you, beloveds. It's a very specific. Sometimes the readings are like that, and sometimes they meander, and this is very specific. Okay, group one. Let me know how that worked for you. I'd love to hear your comments. Did this make sense? And yeah. Oh, I didn't speak about, I have spoken about the sacral chakra. I think that's your work. And then the rest is just opening yourself up to what that clarity is when it comes. Okay, beloveds, have a lovely week ahead. Please give me a thumbs up if you like. And please share your comments. I'd love to hear how this worked for you. Lots of love to you. Bye. Petrified Wood. Welcome back, group 4. Group 2. Yes, group 2. Gosh, because I'm doing them back to front. So you chose petrified wood. You know, something that's petrified, it gets stuck in its tracks, right? Because of maybe a fire or something, right? Yeah. Cataclysmic, almost like something big happens, like a tower, and that thing gets stuck there. So that's what petrified wood is about. And I'm intrigued, right? So something is trapped within there. So maybe something's trapped inside that wants to express itself. I'm also feeling these like desert and nature elements. Yeah, like, you know, the desert might seem very bleak, but the desert has its role. It takes care of different creatures. And when you associate a desert also with an oasis, right? But that sand, for me, meditation, I love going in my mind to the desert because I love that desolation, that bleakness, that quiet, you know. Yeah, let's see. And the other thing I think of when I think of the desert is camels, and how camels can go for days and days without water. They store that water within them. So maybe perseverance. Oh, let's see. Perhaps this reading will be the one that's here. The other 3 readings have been so, you know, which is a contradiction. They've been so clear and so specific. And I started the readings saying we need to be embracing the murky, which is so beautiful. And then the readings talk to that, right? But promise so much. The readings themselves came out so clearly for me, but they do promise that clarity will come. They really do. Magician in reverse. I think that's the 3rd time. The groups have used the 3 of Swords. 3 of Cups also in that position. But you get it in the upright. 2 of Harvest. Another 3 is the Empress, but in the upright. Very interesting. 2 of Cups. So it feels like everyone's dealing with relationships, love relationships. The Star. Oh, okay. And Foundations. And beneath, because it wanted to come out, was the Fool card and the New Beginnings. So let's see. Material Harvest. The Magician in the reverse. And the 3 of Swords, heartache and loss. Okay. So it feels like this is what you hoped for or you had coming in. This is what you're feeling is like you might have lost that. You've lost your magician ability, your ability to create things. And it's causing heartbreak. Maybe it's causing you to feel petrified, not able to move forward. Mental conflict, Three of Cups and the Empress. I got a very clear picture about this mental conflict, which is the Two of Swords, and that's where this be comfortable with the murky. I think that we have periods where we are in our magician power, and then we have periods where we might be challenged to let go of that power. Perhaps we hold on too much and then we need a letting go, which is where the Two comes in. And I think this is just reminding you to let go a little bit. With the Three of Cups here, perhaps what you need to be doing is celebrating, remembering your magician power, but not holding on to it. Maybe, this, I said that something petrified and something stuck in there. And I think it's the magician power. I think we can just explore that a little bit, what that really means. And perhaps, I'm going to come back to what I said for the other two groups with the green crystals. And what I said at the beginning of the reading was that thing about working with the heart, breathing. I think that everyone's being invited, encouraged to work with the heart. And perhaps your work with the heart involves some kind of celebration of the magician within you, even if the magician at right now is not playing nicely with you. Your magician within you is not manifesting as you wish. You need to celebrate and remind yourselves of the time in your bones, in your body, when you were in that manifestation power. Right? And I'll come back to that. Because, imagine, well, so, maybe you're not in magician power right now, but there's this fertility, this also creative energy, but creative in a different way, in a very heart way. Look at the heart chakra. This is the Empress. I mean, who is more powerful than the Empress, the creator of the world, of the universe? So I feel perhaps this is the energy you need to be working with, is celebrating the Empress within you, that creator, that co-creator aspect. Or perhaps you're co-creating with the Empress. Something like that. 333. I like that. Because that is healing that. And then you have this partnership. You have the hope card, the wish card in reverse. Yes, okay, things are not working exactly as you had planned, but look at that. You have that firm foundation, you have the spiritual union, and this could relate to a partnership. I'm not going to focus too much on that, but if it's a partnership, just honor that there is a partnership, a lovership, I think. But if it's not, then it's the partnership within you, that wonderful balance that you are starting to create more and more of. And, I'm thinking about between the magician and the Empress, the 1 and the 3 is the 2, right? So there's something there. I'm not going to over-explain this group, but it just feels like those are things that you can explore, tantalize yourself with. But the hope card in reverse, it's the star card, the wish card. The stars are always there, right? They're going to show at some time. Even though it's murky now, they are there. And that's what I would say about the star card, is that even if your wishes aren't coming true as you wish them to, trust the process, trust that there are lessons in everything. Whatever you're going through right now, there's a lesson. Right? And, there's this promise of the solid foundation. I don't know how, but there is that promise there. And I will read it that way too, just for more clarity. So there's this, you've had this, you know this, you've been this, or you are this. You have this abundance within you. It might be material, actual material abundance, which it often is with the coins cards, and especially the 9 of coins speaks about financial independence. It's you standing on your own So you know how to do this, and you've done it, and maybe you are still experiencing it now. But there's some inner conflict about it, which suggests to me you might be a little bit afraid, either of losing it. Possibly that's what it is. And with this, so I think that's what the conflict is about. And really the message I got for the Two of Wands, the Swords, was that being willing to be comfortable with the murky. I think that's your lesson right now. And it's like this is leading you towards this divine union within and or without. So perhaps this is the precursor of a relationship. But it could be that relationship within. It's such a beautiful one, though, of two equals, equal and opposite kind of energy. There's that symbol, infinity symbol. Something beautiful is evolving, transpiring. That's the word. And then you have the Magician in the reverse, and the Hope, the Star card, also in the reverse. And you have the Rejoice and Celebration, which is the Three of Cups. So I feel like this is saying don't give up hope, and rather celebrate your previous victories. Celebrate the magician within you. Even if you are not feeling in touch with your magician, perhaps right now you don't need to be in touch with your magician. Perhaps your magician is dormant and needs to take a rest for now, right? Because there's some lessons that you need to learn. And then the heartache and loss, the Three of Swords. So something did cause you pain. Something caused you a lot of pain. That feels right, in the solar plexus. So, with that red there, it might point out to that it's making you, or has caused you to feel a lack, like your self-esteem has taken a knock. Yeah. Right? But what you don't see or haven't seen is that perhaps you are now working with this energy of the Empress, which is the creator. I know the magician is a creator in a very different way. He's the alchemist, right? So he's creating through maybe magic or through the law of attraction, although, I have my reservations about the law of attraction, and I'll speak about that sometime. I keep promising to do that, but I'm just haven't had time. But so he's that kind of creator, the more head creator, making manifest what is in heaven is on earth. He's more magical in a way. The Empress is more steady, is more magical as well, but in a very earthy way. And look at the heart chakra. The heart chakra is so important here, working with the heart chakra. So what I said at the beginning is that the messages I got for the collective, and it's come up in all the readings, and not because I said it, but because those cards really did come up, is this breathing in that green energy in the heart space and breathing it out. And just doing that for your 10 minutes, just breathing in the green and breathing out, and just see what happens, because for me, that will get you in touch with the Empress within you. She's a powerful creator, but she does create in a very earthy kind of way. It's more like almost a natural way. And it's, for me, this is what you're creating, is your foundations. And it doesn't have to look like that, but it's the rainbow, it's the solidness. What does a house represent? It represents 4 walls, 4 foundations, solid foundations, and achievements there, celebrating your successes. So I feel like the petrified wood is not so much about unlocking the magician with you. You've played with the magician. You know that magician within you. You are now being invited to unlock the Empress in you. And look at that. You have the 3 there, the 4, which is the solidity, and the 3, which is the Empress, I think. You know, so I think your masculine type energy has been strong, but your feminine type energy hasn't. And that's what you're being invited to bring into balance. This reading, I feel, is for someone, yeah, I don't normally point people out to the readings, but there's someone in particular that I'm going to point this reading out to because I believe it's for you and others, obviously, but it's specifically for you. The King of Wands. As I say it, it's for you, King of Wands. Lovely stuff. I almost feel like I mustn't say anything here. So, Knight of Swords. I think, you know, the Knight of Swords, the only caution with the Knight of Swords would be not to rush, because I'm not feeling a rushing energy. I think your time to charge forward will come soon, but I think rather be in this, your King of Wands energy, trust your creative energy. Maybe you'll be working with the King of Wands is confident, is a leader, is an initiator. Look at that, the abundance there, the fruitfulness, the creative sparks that have those creative ideas that you've had are bearing fruit. You know, that's the leaves. The fruit might not show, but they are there, right? So I think you are being reminded that you are the King of Wands and that you have this ability. In fact, you've done that in the past, and now who knows how much that wand, that powerful wand, one wand, is going to bear. But I think right now you need to be chilling and celebrating. Here, yes, the magician in you, but your work right now is working with the Empress, the fertility. And this is about fertility as well. It's like, what is trusting the fertility within you, your creative abilities. I think that's what this card is about. Honestly, I'm feeling that the caution is not to go gung-ho into anything, but trust that you have that intellectual ability anyway to cut through stuff that needs to be cut through. But I don't feel that as your powerful energy, you know, because as I was saying, thinking about the person I was thinking about, then the King of Wands shows up and the Devil. And I can't help, well, I'm always going to be biased in favor of the Devil because I am the Devil myself. I am a Capricorn, right? So my readings will favor the Devil, except if the Devil's in reverse, I'm going to talk to you about addictions and not seeing your shadows. If the Devil's in the upright, I'm going to remind you how powerful the Devil is, that the Devil has the ability to, the goat, sign of Capricorn, has the ability, is comfortable in water and on land. That's a powerful thing, emotions and earth. But the Devil, and you know, the Devil is commanding the two aspects of themselves, the masculine and feminine, and bringing them into a powerful combination, which results maybe in that, right? So there's something about two that's also playing out here about that partnership, whether it's within or potentially without. But I think you are maybe harnessing that Devil energy and being able to look at, you know what I think it is, what your Devil is saying. Firstly, I'm seeing it as very powerful energy you're working with right now. That not the magician, but the Devil is being able to, I mean, the negative aspect is to abuse that power over the people that are trapped there. But right now I'm seeing this, because it's in the upright, as powerful. It's your, I I don't know why I'm getting magician energy from this, but perhaps your magic is in being able to, your shadow that you are looking at is, why have I not integrated this beautiful feminine energy that I have? What is it that I'm afraid of in this powerful feminine energy that you quite need right now? Right? And you know, your devil came out there over this the Empress. Yeah. I guess the thing with the devil is to remind it to use your power wisely, because imagine unleashing that in its negative form, or in its just power without restraint. And perhaps that's why the two have to be restrained, because that power is so immense. I don't know why I'm going on a rave about that, but that's what's coming out. And anyway, but the point, I think the big points for me are here: trusting your King of Wands energy, this power that you have, this, not even the potential, well, the potential for the fruits actually, but you've actually done this. This has led to those leaves, those shoots starting to take form. Something you've done in the past has led to that. And I suspect it has something to do with the magician. You know this. You know this. You've been there, or you are there, or you've done that. But now your guidance is to work with this shadow side of you that is latent, it's dormant, it's and it's there. And maybe the shadow comes in as, what are you afraid of working with, about working with that feminine energy within you, that powerful creator energy within you, but the feminine aspect of that the creator energy. That's what I'm seeing. And I think that is trapped in this petrified wood. So you can take this as deeply as you want. You know, you can explore all these cards, or you can just do that heart chakra energy, that heart chakra breathing. And the way I'm suggesting it, and I will try and do a meditation, a 10-minute one for those who are busy. So when you're anxious, to just come back and do it. And I'm going to ask the King of Wands, one of my brother, to maybe do a collaboration with me where he does the piano music. He does that little tinkling at the back, and we create this little thing that you can use whenever if you know, sometimes people don't have time for meditation, but you've got time for 10 minutes to just take you out of your stressful moments and do that. I think that's beautiful. So, beloveds, I think I've given you a lot to think about. The cards have given you a lot to think about. The readings today have been so interesting. So I'm going to leave you to work with that, and work with however you want to work with these. But I think that your guidance is to unlock her from there. And not just that, but to question why. What is the shadow aspect? What is why is she hidden? What is it about her that you might be afraid of using? I'd love to hear how that resonates for you, how that sat with you. Did it make sense? I'd love to hear your comments, beloveds. Please give me a like if this works for you. Share your comments on YouTube. I appreciate that. Or even just contact me. I'd love to hear how this worked. I send you lots of love for the week ahead, and I will chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back, Group 3. You chose Moldavite. I'm getting something very, very heart chakra, something almost solid, but at the same time almost otherworldly. I don't know why, but heart chakra work. And well, heart chakra combined with third eye. Let's see what the cards say. The cards, by the way, I've done Group 4 and Group 1, and there is a lot of it's being very clear. The cards are being very prescriptive today. The guides, your guides, my guides, the cards, however you see it. But feels to me like there are very clear messages coming out, you know. And let's see what group G, what you have for us. I'm looking at the 3 + 5, which is 8. And I'm thinking of the strength card, you know, that gentle strength. Yeah, that crystal does, that picture of that crystal does give me a sense of strength, you know. Beloveds, King of Swords. No, no nonsense. At the Knight of Wands, it could be a King of Swords doing battle with the Knight of Wands. And if I think about it, the King of, there's no contest. Sorry, Knight of Wands. If because I'm assuming you're the King of Swords there. And being very 2 of Cups. Okay, so maybe it's a lovership. Nice to see the 2 of Cups there for you if love is on your mind. Sun, nice, nice. Interesting reading so far. So what I'm seeing so far is a relationship between an air sign or someone who has qualities of an air sign, an older air sign or more mature, and a younger fire sign. So all people who have those qualities. And the fire sign is more like impetuous. So we've got all our cards here. So we have the 4 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, which came up in the previous reading, in group 1's reading. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have the King of Swords and the Knight of Wands. And sorry, to me, this looks like a relationship that looks very different, in a sense, like much younger with quite older person, and yet which feels like a very happy relationship. With the 6 of Wands there, it's like joy and success and victory. So that's interesting. I mean, this could also speak about work partnerships, right? But you know, with the Moldavite there, something very grounded. So it could be work or it could be love. And with the 2 of Cups, I think there's a partnership going on here, love or work. And the King of Coins here, okay, we'll come to that. But there's a very powerful partnership here, very loving. Look at that. A very loving partnership. A very solid partnership. Well, it's full of love, let's just say. Yeah. With the Page of Cups in the reverse, it could be, I'll get a clarify for this because I'm not feeling it, but it could be whatever's affecting the partnership could be related to finances. With the, perhaps there's a partnership that wants to happen, but it's affected by finances. The person wanting to make an offer might not feel capable of making the offer, maybe because they feel like a page. You know, if you think about it, older and younger, that one's more established, that one's a little bit more less established and might not feel able to make an offer because they don't feel maybe good enough or that they have anything to offer, especially when it comes to finances. That's what I'm seeing there. Yet they feel like this is a relationship that makes them feel like this, that can be victorious. You get the Sun, the Four of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. The Sun is so obvious, right? Is all this joy, this community, this love. So the partnership, let's say, if it's a work partnership, one partner doesn't feel as competent or as wise or as valuable as the other. That's if it's a work relationship. That's what I think. And yet that they are equals. Likewise, if it's a lovership, the one doesn't feel as worthy as the other, but they are equals anyway. Yeah. And, you know, I every now and then speak about the twin flame thing. And my take on the twin flame thing is that it is one of its purposes has been to challenge notions of right and wrong, of who should be with who, whether it's culturally, whether it's in terms of gender identity, whether it's in terms of age or religion or whatever the case might be, right? It's helped so many confront that. I feel that's one of its purposes. And this does feel like that kind of relationship if it is a lovership. But look at the potential here with the Sun. You know, the Sun is hard to say anything much else about, especially the Sun in the upright. It's just joy and it's this abundance. And, you know, the Sun is so important. The giver of light, bringer of the chlorophyll, whatever, you know, vitamin D. But there, the Sun spews out all this beauty, all this joy on everything, and it feels like that's what is going on here. There's the potential for that, but there's this. Now, I take my glasses off for this because I want to look at this properly. You know, there's something very relaxed about these two. It's like so comfortable with each other. I see the spilled milk there, but it's like, oh, you know what this card tells me is a warning not to take for granted something beautiful. You know, like it's so nice to be able to relax with each other and be so comfortable with each other, but never, oh, and that's a beautiful thing, but it's also like a reminder not to take that for granted, you know, like also keep the spark alive kind of thing. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we did get it in the upright, which is beautiful, meaning that something's changing in this relationship in a positive way. Perhaps they'll become more balanced there with the Two of Cups. And look at that. What more could you ask for? The one love that comes of the two, you know, it's really beautiful. I'm going to take all these, because these, there's 5 here. I didn't realize that, but look at that. The readings are quite blunt today for some reason. So love and offers and reaching out over this could be a long distance thing, but reaching out over that distance, like there are no barriers, right? People can still talk to each other no matter what, but this looks like a longing for reaching over. If this is work, it could be that some project is going to reach out over the oceans. You might do something that will, perhaps you'll create a work partnership with someone in a different country. But I think that with the King of Swords there, it's saying, it's the King of Swords twice, right? Page of Coins. Let me think about this. This is very mesmerizing now. Partnership, definitely. Like the Three of Coins is about two working with the higher power. It's about, it could be about a group working to build something beautiful. But I'm seeing this two theme here, working towards something beautiful with something higher, like a higher power, that it's divinely guided. That's what I see with that one. So the King of Swords came out twice here. So what I want to say in this partnership, if you are the King of Swords, perhaps I will draw a clarify just for this King of Swords, because I'm inclined to say, don't be too hard. You know, don't be too dogmatic. Use your wisdom wisely, and you can use your wisdom to be gentle in the situation, right? That's what I'm thinking. If someone offers you a cup of love, don't close yourself off to it because of what ideas about what love should look like. You know, that's what I'm getting there. Because here's this page also wanting to make this offer. And even though it's it might not be a king, it's still an offer, and it's still a solid offer filled with love. So that's what I'm seeing there. I hope that makes sense to you, but let me just get one clarifier for this king. What could be the guidance? Although I feel like what came out of my mouth there was the guidance. Okay, so this is about seeing the fruits of your labor, waiting, being patient. Yeah, that's what it could be. So I think the king, you, if you are the King of Swords, which I think you are, I mean, you might well be this, right? Or perhaps two people are watching this and are at different ends. But if you're the king, you need to be patient, especially if somebody is less experienced than you are. What they offer might not look like this, but it has the potential for this, right? And in any case, why do offers have to look a certain way? You know, like if I think about it, now that we have social media and stuff, just as an example, an organization that has had mainly older staff could do well with younger staff who understand how to use social media, etc. That's their skill, if that's what their skill is, right? I'm going to try to make this clear. The younger staff need the older staff to help them navigate the realities of that situation, of that work, and how, you know, like when you're young, you don't have experience enough to know the nuance of how work happens, how life goes, especially in the sector I work in, which is in the development sector. So much of that is about experience and heart. So the two have different qualities to share. A younger person might have the innocence to take risks. I'm not saying that all old people don't take risks and all young people do, but I think you get what I'm saying. So I think that the guidance for the King of Swords, because you've come up twice, is to be fair, justice come up, no, but to be open-minded about what the form that offers come to you. Because you have more experience doesn't mean that there's no value in that less experience. It might be offers something so completely different, and to have patience, you know, that they might not show this yet, but those things are still growing and they are there beneath the surface. So group 3, that's what I have for you. And what I wanted to say was, I think that your work is like group 4, I think, working with the heart chakra, just breathing in that green, breathing in the green, breathing out green, breathing it into your heart area. that's all you need to do, I feel, for the week ahead. And then just listen to this and just be cognizant of the lessons and the wisdom and the guidance in the cards this week. I think they're very powerful. But just stay in your heart. That's what I think for you, group 3. Okay, beloveds, I hope that helps. Please give me your feedback. Please give me a like if this worked for you. Yeah, and more than that, I would love to hear how this worked for you. Love to hear your feedback, because today's readings are very clear and very specific. So lots of love to you. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye. I will start with you, group 4. You chose Emerald. You can't even see it from there. Yeah, that's better. Let me just place it here. Gosh. No, sorry. There. Nope. It's something to do with this lighting. It gets in the way. So, group 4. You chose Emerald. Let's see what the cards have for you. And I'm using the Wild Unknown for you. If you didn't listen to the intro, I just want to share 2 things that came up for me. Oh gosh, I got such a fly. Doggies just walked in, pushed the door. It made a loud noise. Oh. So I was just saying the messages, the issues that I felt were important for this week is being comfortable with the murky. That was one. And then the other was working with the heart, working with breathing with the heart. So breathing in from your heart, breathing out from your heart. And I'm going to, if you're interested, let me know. I thought I will do a little meditation and put it on here, which you can use like a 10-minute one. So if you're rushed or if you're feeling a little bit anxious, you can just do that meditation. I think that's what I'll do. And maybe I'll make it a little collaboration with my brother, because in fact, this inspiration came because I was thinking about him and working with the heart, and he plays piano. And yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll do 2 versions, one with piano sounds, one with rain sounds. Okay, let's see. Just put it. But those are the 2 messages I got. So group 1, we get the 3 of coins, and we get it in the reverse. By the way, this rose is from my garden. My mom's transplanted from home. I love that the leaves are a little bit eaten by little hojos or nunus. So just means that they are working. And then you get the 3 of swords there, and 3 of cups. Ooh. And then the daughter of swords in the upright. So far, all your cards are in the reverse. Wow. It feels like some hectic energy here, group 4. Might not be, sometimes, you have the 3s, the 3 threes. Now, before okay, and you have the main 3, the 3 of swords, which talks about heartbreak. It could be speaking about healing as well. One more card. Wow, you get the Lovers. So I'm inclined to feel that this group is dealing with heartbreak. I'm going to use the Radiant Weight as your clarifying cards. Okay. So, and I'll clarify this. So let's take a look. You get the 3 of coins, you get the Fool, and you get the 6 of coins. So this seems to be building on a theme from previous weeks. If you've chosen the group that is speaking about, I mentioned the heart chakra. Definitely there's heart healing that's happening here, and heartbreak, because you have the 3 of swords there. You have the 3 of cups in the middle. The 3 of cups in reverse can speak about cheating in a relationship, like stepping out or whatever in a relationship. And then you have 3 threes, and so I'm inclined to, the reading is definitely telling me this is, and then you have the Lovers here. All your cards are in the reverse. So it does feel like heavy energy for you. If that is not the case, if you're not dealing with the heartbreak that was caused through I really feel like it was a love relationship, then this is not your reading. But sometimes it could be a work thing that's caused a lot of heartbreak. So if you're dealing with the heart at the moment, if you're really feeling a lot of pain in that's been felt like heartbreak, whether it's with a relationship or a work relationship, a lovership or a work relationship, then this is about you. This would be appropriate. The 3 of coins, it looks like something was being built in cooperation. Something felt like it was being divinely guided. A partnership was overcoming all odds, or you felt it would overcome all odds. And it's kind of, I feel like it's ended, or at least an illusion about this has ended. And it's left you feeling like, or it might have been because there wasn't an equal give and take. Something ended. It could be a past energy, At the center of this, what happened was this, an issue of, I look at those 3 birds, I think gossip, but something about either third-party situations, whatever that means, but what it says is that there was outside interference in a relationship. If this is a work situation, it might feel like you were in part of something cooperative that didn't work out that way, and you feel like the outsider, that other people have ganged up against you. It's caused heartache. And it could be, like I said, it could be a past energy, But what it does say is that your focus for the week ahead is on healing this heart. It's not a coincidence that your one card, well, you've got 2 cards in the upright, but this is one of them. The one card in the upright is the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Swords is that card of heartbreak, the heart feeling bound by this pain. So I think that your week ahead is about healing that, and the emerald is key to that. I feel like I must read about the emerald, but for me, look, you have the heart there as well. It's definitely about heart healing. And the emerald is a very precious stone, right? I think they all are, but in terms of financial value, the emerald is quite valuable in that sense. So your poor heart, I think, needs to be treated like it's delicate and beautiful. That's what I think you need to be thinking about. So, I don't even feel I need to reiterate here. It's like heartbreak caused by this gossip or this outside interference or an affair, or, you know, something that you feel was done to you, and it was really painful. It's been really painful for you. And well, with the Daughter of Swords here, this is the Page of Swords. You know, the Page of Swords is about communication. The swords are about communication, about intellect. They can also be about cutting people off. So I'm going to get a clarifier for the Daughter of Swords in particular, because it's kind of at odds with the reading. It can talk about an offer of a new beginning, and perhaps there is an offer of a new beginning. But let me think. You know, the Page of Swords is also known as I spoke about gossip. It could be about the gossip. It could be about spying, like someone's keeping an eye on you, even though this situation is over. Somebody keeping an eye on you. But the Page of Swords can be quite two-minded as well. But here you have a little wise owl. The feeling I'm getting from this Page of Swords here is like a new beginning energy. This, whatever this is, has helped you become wiser, even if you feel a little bit vulnerable and you feel like you're starting anew, which the Daughter of Swords would be, as a new owl, an owlet. Are they called owlets? The baby owls. Even though you are starting anew and you might feel vulnerable and like have that page energy of innocence in a way, or maybe vulnerability more than innocence, at least you have learned from the situation. But I feel perhaps you are feeling very vulnerable because you have the Seven of Wands. It's like that inner light. You are dimming your inner light, maybe. So I definitely feel I must clarify that in particular. So with this in the reverse, it's like you have thrown in the towel about something, maybe about this relationship. It could indicate that you are not taking care of yourself. Perhaps you are feeling really hurt and therefore not feeling taking care of yourself. And then I think that this is about vulnerability then. You have the Son of Wands in reverse, which this is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands, I feel, is an outside energy in your life, perhaps the perpetrator here. And, you know, like when I said perpetrator, I mean, it could even talk about an abusive relationship with the, you know, like the three threes in reverse. And if that's the case, then you have to look after yourself. You know, you have to stand up for yourself. You cannot lie down. You know, there's support around you. There's always support around you, you know. But if it's a love relationship, which I think it is, this person, it feels like somebody betrayed you, and it was a Knight of Wands energy. Now, the thing with the Knight of Wands is very much that unsettled energy, that energy of rushing in. Not all the Knights, but the Knights generally have that immature energy, except for the Knight of Coins. I feel like the Knight of Coins maybe relates to all those old souls in the world, those people that are born old kind of thing, like my older brother. We always joke about the fact that he was always wise. So that is the joke that we make. But the Knights are, and especially the Knight of Wands, is so unsettled. And it's too young at the moment to settle, or at least in the situation was very immature and behaved very badly. You know, being in the reverse here could even indicate their regrets as well. And then you have the Lovers next to it, and we will be going into a full moon in Gemini soon, I think. I think the next full moon is in Gemini, which is the Lovers card, which is interesting because, anyway, we'll soon be having a full moon in Gemini, which is the card of the Lovers. And it will be a lunar eclipse. So it's quite powerful energy. So I will talk more about that. I'll do the reading specifically around that, as well as the Sagittarius new moon following that. Yes, so definitely feels like a love ship. If it's not a lover ship, it's a partnership that was very dear to you. And it's causing a lot of heartbreak. Now I won't do clarifiers for the whole reading, but I'm in particular at the Daughter of Swords. Just look at that, what flew out. Okay.
Oh no.
My son is keeping me company. He's not well, so he's lying on the floor here on a mattress. You got the Three of Swords again for the Daughter of Swords, so feeling very vulnerable. So I think that you need to take extra special care of yourself. And please reach out to someone who can help you. Reach out to me if you need to. Sometimes it just helps to speak through stuff. And I think that the tarot is very powerful, and I can help you navigate the tarot to find your solutions. But this group is going through a lot of pain and feeling like, I think that the Daughter of Swords is talking about your vulnerability and reminding you perhaps that you have a lot of wisdom, that this relationship might have caused you so much pain, but it's also been about giving you strength, you know. You might not even realize it now, but you have deep, deep strength. And you know, what I'm getting from the emerald is also that gentleness, but toughness. You know, that it might be vulnerable to some degree. It's vulnerable and beautiful and sweet and stuff, but it's also strong. You know, it has that glass edge kind of thing. I don't know enough about the emerald, to be honest, but that's what I'm getting intuitively. And I think that that's what everything around us is about, our relationships with them and the meaning we make from them, right? Because anyway, that's for another day. I'll draw 3 more cards for this group. Yeah, I know what your task is. And I think it comes back to what I was saying earlier. You get the 4 of Swords. I'm going to put these in the upright, and normally the advice cards I put in the upright anyway. So you get the 4 of Swords. There's your solution along with the emerald, is that going within. The Page of Pentacles. I'll come back to the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So you get all these pentacle cards, which is like completely out of the blue for me. So this feels like a heart, definitely heart. I am inclined to see this as a lovership, but it could be work, because you get all these coins cards. So I'm feeling that the work is in the meditation, and I'm going to come back to, I'll leave it there, because I think that's what you need to be focusing on for the week ahead. I think that in your head, what you can be thinking about is why you feel like an outsider. You know, obviously there's a reason for you here, but are there other ways in which you see yourself as an outsider and in a way attract that. Not to blame you, but to help you. Like, I think that sometimes the power is in us looking within rather than outside, right? Then we take back our power. So where do you have control over this? Where are you complicit in this, perhaps? And take what works, what suits you, you know, what makes sense for you. Where are you complicit? Where do you allow yourself into these spaces that make you more vulnerable? Or where do you keep yourself locked out without maybe being aware of it? But I think that's where you need to bring your thought intelligence in. And what I mean, because I'm going to talk about heart intelligence just now, I think is what was going on in my head. So your intellectual, your more head kind of thinking can be about this. Where do you do that? Right? Because to me, this talks about someone who works hard and is very meticulous. But at the same time, maybe you don't see your value and therefore either see yourself as an outsider or work hard to be an insider and constantly feel that you're left out. So just, I think that's a lovely thing for you to work on over the week, intellectually, you know, like you could journal about it. Let that be the head stuff that you do over the week ahead, you know. And then with the page of coins, it's almost like that's then your ticket to a new way of being in relation to work, because this does feel like work, but also in relation to how you give and receive whatever it is. Right? And I'm saying that as an alternative to the Daughter of Swords, not even as an alternative, but the page, if you look at these two images, the page feels much more grounded, much more confident, whereas the Daughter of Swords is feeling quite vulnerable here. Quite wise, or having learned from but also vulnerable, especially because you have been hurt. That's what the cards are suggesting. So in terms of your head work, that's what I would suggest. Just do some reflection on that. In terms of your heart work, I feel, I was talking earlier about breathing with your heart. I think your meditation, I'll try to do that meditation this week. But if not, you know, I don't want to promise, because this week is my last really hectic week, because I must do my report for this evaluation that I've been doing with some colleagues. And so I'm working on the report now. And that's a big thing, you know. So I don't want to overpromise. Anyway, I feel like your meditation is about this heart meditation. So I just want to say, this does feel like partnership stuff. If it's not a lovership, it could be a work relationship. It could even be your relationship to however you see something higher, because the Three of Coins can also talk about your relationship with your higher self and your higher selves and your angels and however you see. So it could be you're having felt heartbroken by something that didn't work out the way you thought it would, right? So that's another take on this. And I think that your two jobs are to do this, using the more head creative side of you, you know what I mean, like more thinking. But journaling is a lovely way of getting out too much of the head, where you combine your head with your intuition. I keep promising I'm going to do something on journaling, because it's like my lifelong thing that not lifelong, obviously I didn't do it from a baby, but I've done it for so long, and it's like my mainstay, and it's really powerful for me. So doing that kind of work, and heart work is this breathing with your heart, using the green color, because that's heart chakra work. Breathing in and breathing out, that green, in and out. And you can just spend 10 minutes doing that and allow your mind to roam, but allow your mind not, if you catch your mind planning, bring it back to breathing again, and then allow it to roam. And but I will try and do that meditation soon. But for now, that's what you can do. And I think that would be really, really powerful for you, group 4. I just wanted to, there was one last way I wanted to share this. Just one last thing. So let's just, I'm just going to do this quickly. Let's assume this is not a lovership, but it is something that was very close to your heart. All these apply. I think that the Knight of Wands, then, in that case, if it's not with other people, then you need to think about how you might be the Knight of Wands. Okay? And then with the Lovers next to it is, how then do you find balance? Because I think that the Lovers is the ultimate masculine feminine balance, masculine feminine being the masculine and feminine within, and not about whether you're a man or a woman, or however you identify. And what I'm saying is that this resides within each and every one of us, the masculine and feminine aspects, yin and yang within. So that's what I think. That's another little bit of, but take what works for you here. Don't overload yourself. But I think those are lovely things to think about, and then just ground it with this little exercise. Group 4, I hope you feel better. Please reach out if you need support, so that you can do this heart healing. And I hope that the pain is not so bad that you feel really alone. So if you do, reach out, please. And take good care of yourselves. Take special care of yourself, Group 4. Lots of love to you. Bye.